Human Genetic Mutations by Cristina Leyva. What is a human genetic mutation? A genetic mutation is a permanent alteration in the DNA sequence that makes a gene. Mutations can range in size, and they can affect anywhere from a single DNA block. Gene mutations can be classified in two major ways: hereditary mutations and somatic mutations. Hereditary mutations are inherited from a parent and are present throughout a person's life, in every cell in the body. Acquired mutations occur at some point in a person's life and are present in certain cells, not every cell in the body. Acquired mutations occur at some point in a person's life and are present in certain cells, not every cell in the body. The changes can occur due to environmental factors such as ultraviolet radiation from the sun, or can even occur if an error is made as DNA copies itself during cell division. Progeria, or also known as Hutchinson-Gilford progeria, is a severe genetic disorder and causes accelerated aging. Most children who suffer from progeria die at age 13 of age-related illnesses. Progeria is known to affect as few as 1 per 8 million live births. Progeria is caused by a mutation in the LMNA gene, an important protein that provides support to the cell nucleus. Symptoms of progeria include rigid skin, full body baldness, bone abnormalities, growth impairment, and a sculptured nasal tip. At this time, there is no cure for progeria, but medication is available to alleviate symptoms or delay progression. Unner-Tenner syndrome. Unner-Tenner syndrome is known to be a controversial condition due to the fact that people who suffer from this condition walk on all fours. Unner-Tenner syndrome is a condition that was discovered by a Turkish evolutionary biologist called Unner-Ten. Unner-Ten discovered this rare syndrome while studying the Ula family in rural Turkey. Ten determined that this syndrome makes individuals walk on all fours. They use primitive speech and have congenital brain impairment. This syndrome can be related to intrafamilial reproduction, which makes it an autosomal recessive disorder. Hypertrichosis, also called the werewolf syndrome, affects as few as 1 in a billion people. In fact, only 50 cases have been documented since the Middle Ages. People with hypertrichosis tend to have excessive hair on the shoulders, face, and ears. Studies have shown that a rearrangement of chromosome 8 have factored into this condition. Due to a disruption of the crosstalk between the epidermis and the dermis, as hair follicles form in a 3-month fetus, at the eyebrows and down to the toes. Epidermal dysplasia verruciformis is an extremely rare disorder that makes people prone to widespread human papillomavirus infection. This condition causes scaly macules and papules to grow on hands, feet, and face. Usually the skin tumors start to show in people between the age of 20 and 40, and the growths tend to appear on areas exposed to the sun. Currently, there is no permanent cure for this condition. Severe combined immunodeficiency disorder, also known as the boy-in-the-bubble disease, is a disorder in which individuals are born without an effective immune system. Because of this condition, individuals must be isolated to avoid contact with threatening pathogens and unfiltered air. This disorder is caused by a number of genes, including those that cause defects in both T and B cells. The lifespan for this condition is 1 to 2 years. Lesch-Nyhan syndrome. Lesch-Nyhan syndrome is a genetic disorder that usually affects boys. This syndrome is a result of an overproduction of uric acid, a waste product of normal chemical process that is found in urine and in blood. Lesch-Nyhan syndrome releases excess uric acid through their blood, which builds up under the skin, causing gouty arthritis. Self-mutilating behaviors are also common, including head banging and lip and finger biting. At this moment, treatments for this disease are out of reach. Protos syndrome. Protos syndrome is a disorder from a mutation in the EKT1 gene, which regulates cell growth. With this condition, individuals typically have organs and tissues that grow out of proportion with the rest of their body. Signs and symptoms of this disorder usually occur until 6 to 8 months after birth. Treatment for this disorder include orthopedic procedures to delay or stop bone growth, and correction of skeletal deformities such as scoliosis. At this time, there is no cure for this syndrome. Trimethylaminuria. Trimethylaminuria is a rare genetic disorder that causes a pungent smell within individuals who suffer from it. Individuals with this condition cannot break down the smell of trimethylamine. This condition can cause insecurities within an individual because they cannot control their scent. There is no cure for this condition, but there are some ways to reduce the symptoms of odor, like avoidance of foods that contain trimethylamine.